In this series, the inspector question does the research to solve the problems with the help of this assistant named Answer. Adventures of Inspector Question and Assistant Answer. This episode, ATP.
Hello, I am Inspector Question.
Hello. It's skeletal muscle.
How can I help you?
ATP is lost or maybe it's stolen.
What?
ATP wanted to come here to help me do the muscle contraction.
Assistant Answer, please come to the office soon. It is urgent.
Hi, Inspector Question. Sure.
Before coming, do the research on ATP.
ATP, okay.
Please tell me the results of your research about ATP.
ATP is an abbreviation of adenosine triphosphate. This is ATP's photo. ATP consists of an adenine nucleotide attached to a sugar, ribose, which in turn is attached to a triphosphate group. The three phosphoryl groups are labeled as alpha and beta for the terminal phosphate, gamma. ATP is a biomolecule. Biomolecules have four types: carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids. ATP is one of the nucleic acids. ATP is a molecule that carries energy. In addition to being used as an energy source, ATP is also used in signal transduction pathways for cell communication. ATP is an end product of some processes by some organelles that I want to visit.
Please continue your research. We visit each other in the front of Communication Center.
After some hours.
Do you have new news?
Yes. I went to ATP production places. Chloroplast creates ATP using energy from sunlight during photosynthesis. ATP is also formed from aerobic respiration in the mitochondrion using glucose and oxygen. Then I went to the glycolysis circus. Various shows were performed there. In an interesting show, ATP was produced. Also in another interesting show, ATP was produced. Then I went to the park. But not to play. I saw the citric acid cycle wheel there. In the citric acid cycle, ATP was produced when one metabolite was converted into another. ATP is also generated through anaerobic respiration by the bacteria that live in anaerobic environments. Yeast uses fermentation to generate ATP. It does not require oxygen, too.
Okay. It was reported to me that the owner of this photo was seen in the Communication Center.
Interesting. It is very similar to ATP.
We have to go inside the center and ask one of its employees about it.
I am enzyme kinase. I am told that you are looking for ATP.
Yes, and also the owner of this photo.
This is AD photo.
ADP?
Yes. If you look at the monitor, you will understand everything. ADP or adenosine diphosphate consists of an adenine nucleotide attached to a sugar, ribose, which in turn is attached to a diphosphate group. When ATP is hydrolyzed and converted to ADP, energy is released. This energy powers all reactions that take place inside the cell. ADP can also be converted back into ATP so that the energy is available for other cellular reactions. ATP is a signaling molecule used for cell communication. When cells send signals to grow, I use ATP as a source of phosphate groups to phosphorylate molecules and in this way help the cells. When cells send signals to divide, I use ATP as a source of phosphate groups, too, to help the cells. When cells send signals to differentiate into specific types, ATP and I help them. When cells send signals to even die, ATP and I manage it. Also, ATP is used in active transport. Active transport is the movement of molecules and ions against their concentration gradient using carrier proteins and the energy of ATP. There are so many carrier proteins that ATP helps them to transport ions, and ATP is incorporated into DNA during DNA synthesis. When ATP loses two phosphates, it creates AMP and releases much energy. AMP is one of 4 monomers required in the synthesis of DNA. When ATP converts to AMP, the energy released is used to form a bond between the AMP and the DNA growing chain.
Oh, I got tired. But where is the ATP that did not go to the skeletal muscle?
Who knows? ATP is very busy.
Until the next episode, bye!